We should hold him accountable for his leadership during this time, which has frankly been an utter failure. What we are seeing on the ground right now should have been done differently, and there is only one person to hold responsible, and that is President Biden.
All around, this is just a horrible, horrible mar on the United States under President Joe Biden.
President Biden reportedly told his advisors he wanted to avoid tragic and humiliating images like those from the fall of Saigon after the humiliating U.S. withdrawal from Vietnam. Biden now has images as part of his legacy that are arguably far worse.
This is worse. The Secretary of State goes on TV this morning and says that this is not a new Saigon. He's right. It's worse.
The country is essentially now in the hands of the Taliban for all intents and purposes. They've taken over Kabul. The president, or should I now say the former president of Afghanistan, Ashraf Ghani, has fled the country. The Taliban have taken over the presidential palace. They've renamed the country the Islamic Emirate, taken down the Afghan flag, and hoisted up their own colors.
Grandpa Joe had a busy weekend of eating ice cream and napping when the Taliban succeeded in their armed insurrection, and so the entire world was wondering, where is old Joe? And so the White House released a statement that he would address the nation later this week about the news. Hey, what's the rush? Then, after further embarrassing America by hiding in his basement, his caretakers rolled him out in front of the teleprompter to read a statement where he blamed everybody but his administration. Further compounding the embarrassment, this was old Joe just a few weeks ago addressing people's concerns about the withdrawal.
Is a Taliban takeover of Afghanistan now inevitable?
No, it is not. Because you have the Afghan troops have 300,000 well-equipped as any army in the world, and an air force against something like 75,000 Taliban.
Don't worry, folks. The Afghanistan army is just as capable as any other army, he said, which we've been training for 20 years, by the way. And here they are, unable to even figure out how to do jumping jacks. Old Joe dug himself in a really deep hole this time. Here he is at that same press conference just a few weeks ago, promising that this wouldn't be anything like the fall of Saigon during the Vietnam War quagmire.
The Taliban is not the North Vietnamese army. They're not remotely comparable in terms of capability. There's going to be no circumstance where you see people being lifted off the roof of an embassy of the United States from Afghanistan. It is not at all comparable.
Under no circumstances, huh? Even Don Lemon, the dumbest man on television, could see the obvious.
You know what? There's no way to put it, sugarcoat it. The words are harsh, and they should be. They should be harsh. Words like chaos, debacle, disaster, even comparisons to the fall of Saigon, for those of you who are old enough to remember that. That is the only way to describe what we are seeing right now in Afghanistan and what we have seen.